We are live for cocktail hour. DMac and Rachel.
3, 2, 1. Yahoo! It doesn't hit the same when it's light outside, you know?
Yeah, I know.
How are you, my friend? How's everybody in the comments?
Well, let's get it going. You can put them up there too if you want. Is that too bright? You can see the cocktail there. Yours is just better than mine. I just have to live with it. What do we got right to start
Rachel and DMac. Cheers. Cheers. What are you drinking tonight? You're home.
All right, I got it. Yeah, and I am drinking. Like, I don't have to go anywhere. We got the Nuggets. Well, the Avs are on right now. It's tied at 1. And I'm pulling out a bottle. You know, I don't know if so we belong to like First Leaf, which is like a wine club. because I don't know shit about wine. And so we just get like 18 new bottles every 6 weeks. So, yeah.
So you guys drink a lot of wine.
Yeah, I take care of it. And so I kind of like it because you get a wide variety of stuff from all over the world.
Yeah.
Now, this is from the north coast of California, and it's a promissory red, which I don't know anything about, and it's got a ship on it. Mig's Pardon. What is a promissory red?
I don't know. I'll look it up for you. I don't know much about
it. Yeah, I don't know much about it either.
Or red.
But let me pop a cork here.
Known for its dark fruit and earthy notes.
Okay.
That's my kind of wine right there.
All right. Well, I'm getting the cork.
Let us know how it is. Is anybody else drinking tonight? Once the playoffs hit, we're going to get back to our normal, regular scheduled programming when it comes to like a certain drink of the week. But
yeah,
too many games nowadays, it'd be way too hard. So once playoffs roll around, it's going to be here before we know it, D. Like, I can't believe it.
Cork action. Yeah, we got plowed through these last, 13, 14 games for both teams. And so here we go.
Do you think that the NBA and NHL seasons are too long?
Oh, for sure. Are you kidding me?
Take it down to like 60.
I mean, my God. It's hard. It's exhausting sometimes to keep up with it. And then both of the playoffs go forever. And, you get to this part of the season.
Yeah.
And it's just such a grind, man, because you're close to the finish and you want to just be done with it. But there you go. Cheers, Rachel. Cheers. Where are you? What are you drinking?
I am drinking a Sauvignon Blanc from actually our friend's wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I cracked this one open and it's pretty good.
I'm confused by that just a tad. What do you mean your friend's wedding? Like you just stole some bottles?
Their rehearsal dinner was at a winery. And so they had like cute little labels and stuff made and they like got to pick out which wines were their favorite. So wedding, which was fun. Yeah,
but then you just take bottles of wine home with you?
It was like their favors to all of us at the like rehearsal dinner.
A bottle of wine.
It was so we took 4. They're like little mini baby, like bottles. If I could I should have brought one up. They're like this big. But they had some people, of course, like not everybody takes favors. So I was like, we cannot leave these bottles here. They paid for these bottles. So here I am at the end of the night, like closing down the place, like grabbing all of the bottles to take home with me, being like, nope, we can't leave any because they would have just got thrown away. So
all right. All right, why don't you catch us up on your life here as we start the show tonight? Let's just get a little Rachel recap.
So much is going on. I feel like I've been really lucky. I've been working over with Fox and doing some stuff with them, helping out a little bit. So that's been really nice. So
have you been doing more than that one night that I saw you? Have you been doing some other stuff too?
I haven't. I don't know. I might be helping out with March Madness, TBD on that. I will be at Rapids though this Saturday, which will be fun. They're doing like women's empowerment night. Nice. So I'm going to be acting as the host. Romy Bean is actually going to be the PA. So come hang out with us at Rapids. It should be hopefully beautiful.
When is that?
Saturday night.
Okay. What time is that going on?
7:30.
What do you mean you're acting as a host? Like you're up on like the Jumbotron sort of thing? That sort of thing? You're doing that?
Yep. So I did that 4 years ago. I worked with Rapids and I was like their in-game host. I went to Orlando with them during COVID, which was really fun. So I'm excited to go back and hang out and see some old friends. It's nice to
that's cool.
Have a little bit of freedom, All
right. So you're doing a little with Fox 31. You got this little Jimmy Jam with the Rapids, which is awesome. Anything else to announce, or we kind of staying quiet on that?
Still staying quiet. Trust me, it's killing me just like it is for everybody else.
Okay.
No, but I got to keep my mouth shut until it's all said and done.
I saw you at the it's funny because we're at the Avs game at the same time, but it's weird how the press box goes because they plot me in the last row.
Yep.
And I did not even know you were there until the end of the game.
I know. First of all, that game was so fun.
Yeah.
I loved the Nathan McKinnon presentation.
Oh, yeah. The
overtime game.
The Miko Stars. Yeah, of course. Yep.
First of all, I want to say I thought it was so funny is I'm like, why are they bringing Andrew Cogliano out? And I was like, why aren't they having Gabe do this? And then, of course, here comes Gabe with like the cool gold stick and stuff. But at first I was like, why would they have him going there? Like, what? I don't know. Nothing against Andrew Cogliano, but he wasn't thought it was going to be Gabe.
And it was eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Cogs almost slipped and fucking bit it. But and Gabe was like, okay, let me not do that. And was, I think he's coming back, by the way, Rachel. I think he's coming back for the playoffs.
I'm starting to get that inkling too, because, okay, so let's put our conspiracy hats on, our tinfoil hats, right? Shove it on.
Yeah.
It comes out like right before. I would never have said this until I saw him skate the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait a second. He's actually like moving kind of quickly.
Yeah.
But then the whole documentary thing comes out, like it ends the week before the playoffs technically begin. Like, I'm intrigued.
Right?
I'm very intrigued. And how fast he was skating, I was like, okay, interesting.
And he's on this road trip.
He's on this road trip, yes, traveling with the team, captain be there. And the media tour he went on is also interesting. It's one to have the documentary come out. It's another to also sit down and do it with altitude.
Right.
Then the third one, the spitting chiclet stuff, I was like, okay, something's like we're trying to grab some attention here. Interesting.
I totally agree. I think he's coming back.
I don't like as a third line guy, like.
Yeah. I mean, he would be playing for. Well, if you noticed, unless he is playing tonight, and then I haven't noticed, Miles Wood is just not in the rotation anymore at all because they've got depth. So he wouldn't play for Ross Colton. He wouldn't play for Charlie Coyle. He would not play for Logan O'Connor. Mm-hmm. Logan's just too valuable on the penalty kill and blah, 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 blah. So that leaves Kivi Ranta, Parker Kelly, and Jack Drury. Well, Jack Drury is a center. So all you have to be is better than Parker Kelly and maybe Kivi Ranta. But, I mean, would you rather just get the emotional lift and possible contributions from Gabe Landeskog or Parker Kelly? I mean, and whether he plays on the third or fourth line, it's a bit nebulous because Bednar will mix things up, Rachel, during the game. So no matter where you start, that doesn't necessarily mean where you finish. And shit, I'll take my chances on Gabe Landeskog as a winger on the fourth line over Parker Kelly. I mean, why not?
So my only thing is the time. He's not in game shape, let alone playoff hockey game shape. So
but that's why he's traveling with the team. He's trying.
To be actually out there and play hockey is a totally different. Trust me, I get it when we sit here and I'm like, it totally makes sense. It's this perfect storybook. But don't you think Jared Bednar has to be like, dude, you haven't played a hockey game in 2 years, 2 years, 3 years? Like
3 years. Well, I would say yes. Normally, yes, except for the fact that when they won the cup, he also didn't play near the end of the season, and he just sucked it up for the playoffs. He never practiced at all, never did any morning skates. Rachel, he literally only played in the games during that playoff run, and he was very productive. He did great as a player, contributing points and the whole thing during the Stanley Cup run. So, and the playoffs are just different. There's no back-to-backs. Yeah. The road travel is way easier. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be asked to do nearly as much. I mean, fourth line guys, Rach, I mean, that's like, 6 to 9 minutes a game, it's like kind of nothing. So
Does Gabriel Landeskog coming back help them enough to do that final little teeny push?
It could. He only has to contribute more to the team on the ice than Parker Kelly. And emotionally, as a leader, what do you think that's going to do? I mean, that's got to be worth something, right?
I mean, yes, I agree. I think that, he's even talked about it too. If it's so hard to sit there and be the captain when you're not actually in the grind of it with all of these guys, right? Like your voice can only go so far. Having him actually be back out there and coming through everything he went through, I think does give something. But again, just like, what is it going to be 50 seconds to a minute before he's exhausted? That's my only concern.
Yeah.
It's this perfect storybook ending, but is it realistic?
I think it's going to happen. I think it's leading up to it. Is your cocktail sign on? It is. Can you not tell? Can you tell?
I think yours, yeah, it looks like it's on.
You can tell it's on, right? I mean, I can.
Cheers. Crown and Coke if you're wondering.
Yeah. All right. I am wondering.
You guys, I love our cocktail hour, and I love that everybody like joins in on it.
Congratulations to your Rammies, Rach. Why don't you?
Don't hate me.
What?
I think they're gonna lose.
Oh, what? Why? Why did you say that?
Everybody's picking them. Everybody and their mother is like, oh, CSU is going to be the underdog. They're like one of two underdogs. And I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, wow.
I prefer to be the underdog.
Hey, do you remember? I'm screwing it up. Do you remember this guy? John Tanjay?
He was a few years after me.
He was. He played at CSU.
Yeah.
So so good. You remember him from CSU?
I do.
He got a COVID year, so he gets an extra year.
Okay.
He, after his eligibility with CSU kind of ran up, he transferred to Missouri. He got hurt. He used a injury sort of thing, transferred to Wisconsin, and he's one of their leading players. He is going to be 24 years old on April 23rd.
Wow.
He is in his 6th year of playing college basketball.
That is nuts. You saw him down there today?
That was him today down there.
March Madness down at Ball Arena.
And I asked him, I go, what did you think you were going to be doing at this time of your life? You know, because you're in college for 6 years.
What do you say?
Most people who are in college for 6 years, there's people that do that. They're called doctors.
Well, he's certainly not going to be a doctor.
No, I admire his stick-to-itiveness, and he was with the Rams when they went to a tournament while he was there. But, I mean, COVID, wow. I mean, that's 2020, man. I mean, we're going back a bit. And they did that. They gave all those college kids years of eligibility. Now, to put this in some perspective, the Nuggets played the Wizards and lost. And the star that night was a kid named Alex Sarr, who was the second pick in the draft. Rachel, he's 19 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
So
really?
Alex Sarr, who scored 30 points against the Nuggets, 19 years of age. Peyton Watson is 22. And he'll be 23. He was born on 9/11. How about that? On 2002. So he wasn't born on the 9/11, but he was born a year later. But he is 2 years younger. Peyton Watson, he's in his 3rd year in the NBA, and he's 2 years younger than my guy right here. So what does that say about college basketball?
That it's a free-for-all, but it's been like that since COVID. All of the COVID stuff just really threw everything for a loop. I worked in college athletics during COVID. When I tell you they had no clue what they were doing / offering, it was like you were putting cats in a wet bath and being like, all right, let's see what's going to happen here. Truthfully, and I worked in the college office during that, it was like everywhere because nobody could be happy.
I think, listen, I went through it firsthand with my son, who's a baseball player, spring athlete graduating 2020. Nobody got hit harder than these kids. And he was a college recruit. So he commits to playing baseball at UNC, Northern Colorado. And 12 kids were supposed to graduate. 12. Well, because they were given an extra year, 7 of the 12 kids decided to come back. Well, Rachel, what do you think that did to the recruiting class? I mean, you're replacing 12 players, and all of a sudden 7 are coming back. It fucking sucked.
Yep.
And then they changed the transfer rules in college sports. So you used to have to be your college degree, or you would have to wait a year to transfer. Well, they just were like, well, forget that. So you got the COVID year, and then they changed the transfer year.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, like every school, even like a UNC has like 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, transferring in looking for a last chance to play. Well, what does that do to an 18-year-old kid who needs time to develop? It fucking sucked. I'll tell you what it did. It sucked. And those high school kids, Rachel, you don't get another year of high school.
Exactly.
You don't get that. They just shove you on.
So wait, did your son get a graduation then?
Kind of.
Okay.
It was pushed back into the summer, not the usual time. It was at Stutler Bowl where the kids lined up outside and they had to keep seats in between them. You had to wear a mask. We sat in the Stutler Bowl and you couldn't sit. You could sit with your wife, husband, that sort of thing, but you couldn't be. It was only 2 people, so you couldn't invite your grandparents, that sort of thing. Yeah. And you had to.
Where were you when you found out that the world was shutting down? It's like I always ask people, I'm like, where were you when Kobe Bryant died? Right? It's one of those deaths that you always remember.
I guess I kind of, I was at the fan. They hadn't fired us yet. And they had just shut down the Ivy League. Okay. And when they did that and I was on the air, it was kind of like, uh-oh. Because, like, these are literally the smartest people in college sports.
For sure.
And they're saying, we can't do this. So where was I? I guess I was on the air, frankly. Okay. When that happened, I was literally on the air when all that went down. And it was.
I bet it was a busy day.
When they. See, I'm getting a little emotional here. I didn't care about the pro sports or the college sports. When I had heard they had canceled the spring high school season.
Yeah.
My son was the captain of the team. He had played in the high school all-star game at Coors Field the year before. It's what they do is they do underclassmen juniors against seniors at Coors Field. It's an all-star game. He had played in that game as a junior. Okay. So he probably would have been on the path to be an all-state player. I love my younger son very, very much. He had a absurd up and down career as a college baseball player. Now he's moving on with his life. But Rachel, I think
that could have changed things.
Yeah, I mean, he went to UNC and but even that was weird. Like, he's a freshman at UNC. All the classes are online. They're not real classes. He is playing baseball, but there's all sorts of weird restrictions the next year. And then they changed all the rules. So I think COVID really fucked with them in a major, major way. Now, listen, these are first world problems. It's healthy. It's whatever. And I know people died during this, so I don't mean to overstate things, but we're still dealing with things today based off all of that, seriously. And it's been difficult. So
I believe it. I know DMac's youngest son, he's actually done some work out at Broncos, had the opportunity to talk to him. So really, really good dude. But that definitely sucks.
I feel so fucking bad for those. I think that was the 2021s got hit too. They did.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think anybody got it worse than those 2020 seniors. I think of everybody in the world, aside from, of course, people who got sick and that very, very sad stuff. 100%. But in terms of just life, for us,
like the biggest moment.
I mean, we were adults, we were fine, ish.
I was playing Animal Crossing on my couch every single day, getting paid to do it. So yeah, I did not suffer at all.
Right. I mean, what was the worst thing we went through? Working from home, big deal. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really give a shit. It was just.
You did radio from home.
What's that?
You did radio from home
for a while, yeah. For a few months, yeah. But we were the first ones to go back. So we were the last ones to leave and the first ones to go back. And
granted, it's you, some other person, and like a producer in the office. So
yeah, it was like that. Yeah, the salespeople didn't come back for a long time.
Somehow
I survived that, but I couldn't survive Derek Wolf. Somehow Derek Wolf was worse for me than COVID.
Anyways, that is such a sad story, touching to DMac. Yes, the Kobe news was so shocking. Yeah, I'll never forget that.
I don't remember where I was for COVID. You remember where
you
were? Yeah, well,
yeah, I was on my couch because it was COVID. I was on my.
Oh, couch. That happened during COVID? Is that right?
Yeah, like not the heat of COVID, right? Not the crazy where nobody left their house, but it was still a pretty isolated time. But I was just on my couch and I got a bunch of texts. Everyone's like, this is fake. This is fake. I remember that one. I also remember where I was when Michael Jackson died. Also on my couch.
Where were you?
I was on my couch. It was a summer day. It was beautiful. It just rained here in Denver. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I found out Michael Jackson died that day. Interesting. Random.
I got mixed feelings about Michael Jackson there, Rach.
Oh, interesting. How do you feel about Bo Nix possibly getting paid to be at the Broncos and Avalanche or the Nuggets and Avalanche?
What are you referring to? What are you talking about?
I heard this from you. So he was shooting some sponsor stuff. So maybe he wasn't there just out of wanting to go to a game or two.
No. So here's the story. So I'm at the Nuggets game on Saturday where they lost to the Wizards. And I have this really nice jacket and I put it on the back of a chair and I fucking forgot about it when I left. And I'm like, oh man. And so it hit me that I didn't have it. Well, Nikola Jokic. So there's Jokic talking about, and that was an interesting presser. And then in my head, I'm like, and Jokic is talking like, fucking jacket. I left it upstairs. And I know they clean up that area. They fold the tables, lock up the chairs, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And I go back up there, no jacket. So I go, well, I'll go to Lost and Found the next day because it's not open then. I mean, it's around midnight. So I go to Lost and Found. First of all, do you even know where I know where it is now, but I had no idea where Lost and Found was at the Nuggets at Ball Arena. And it's actually in the atrium near the big store. It's slightly to the left. Yeah, but what you do is you report it and then they keep the shit somewhere else and whatever. So the way to get there is through the hall. You know how you go to the Avs locker room?
Yeah.
Well, if you go out those doors into the atrium, the Lost and Found is like right there.
Okay.
So I report.
You're right. You're leaving Avs locker room.
If you know where we wait, like we wait to go through.
You go out those doors, left or right.
So you go straight out those doors. It's slightly to the left.
Okay.
Slightly to the left. Anyways, I go down there in the first intermission, and this is funny too because before the game started, I want to video Gabe skating around, and so I'm waiting in that entrance right near there where I showed you, like, hang out here. This is the spot to go. Well, I'm hanging out there. Bo Nix walks right past me, and he's there with Izzy Smoke. What up, Izzy? And Frank Crum and Frank Gargiulio. Yep. And they all have their names on the back of their Avs sweaters, which is like, wow, I guess somebody knew they were coming. You know, there's really not like spare Gargiulio Avs sweaters with his football number on the back.
Yeah.
And so, he's right there. He's right in front of me. I'm like, oh, wow. This is about, 40 minutes before the game. I'm like, oh, well, Bo Nix is here. It's kind of cool. I didn't know that. And then I go back down between the first intermission, and he's there again. It's like I'm stalking freaking Bo Nix.
Okay.
And I caught him, and they're like, hey, we're at the Avs game. Thank you to Pepsi and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I mean,
right? Because I'm like, I want him to be Mr. Denver and like going to all of these games just because he wants to. But the second I saw that there were a bunch of people, I was like, okay, interesting.
Well, he was also at the Lakers game on Friday night.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that was a paid deal too. And then you see Bo Nix. I got something for you. He's out at the Oregon Pro Day.
I saw that. Also, can we talk this? I hope this doesn't come across weird. He has such a good smile. Like, it's just such a happy smile.
Yeah, he looks great. It's so
and
that's Justin Herbert way on the right. Look how big he is. Like, Bo is not a small guy.
No.
And you see Herbert, you're like, holy cow. And they're sandwiching Dylan Gabriel, who's the quarterback for Oregon, and he looks tiny.
Yeah, he looks like a baby.
He looks like a little kid.
He really does.
So, and then if you notice, they all have Nike gear on. So,
of course.
So I guess I'm a little cynical. How do I feel about it? I don't know. It's cool. It's fine. I mean, the crowd loved him. The crowd loved him at the Nuggets game, and they loved him at the Avs game.
So funny because I was going through the like main tunnel in the concourse area for the media for the Avs game. And I had just rounded the corner to like go towards the media room, and I saw Bo, and I was like, so Bo Nix is here at the game today. And I tried to catch the elevator with them to all go up. His entourage was far too big. So I didn't make the cut to get up there in the elevator, but I was like, I'll just go this way instead to see if I can catch it. But fortunately,
that's funny you say that. So I see him in the hallway, and I was going to the Lost and Found. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right. And I heard the Pepsi thing, and I rolled my eyes. I'm like, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. I just tried to go through a door to leave. And as I'm trying to leave, they had wrapped up whatever they were doing. And I did not do this on purpose. I swear to God. They were like 5 steps in front of me. I'm like, And like,
hi.
I was just laid back. I started walking slow because they got a group of like 8 of them. Yeah. And they're going. And I'm like, wait a second. Are we going to the same place? We were going to the same place to the elevator. We were going to the elevator. And I was like, all right, I'm stopping. This is way too creepy. This would be the 3rd time I'm running into Bo Nix that day. I'm going to wait. That's so funny you said you tried to get on the elevator. I could have easily got on the elevator with Bo Nix and crew.
So you and I must have been like passing almost.
Wait a second. Were you when Bernie got on the elevator with them too? Were you?
No.
So there was another time then that he was getting on that elevator.
Must have. I mean, he was coming from when you're walking. Everybody else is listening to us right now. Like, I have no clue what you guys are talking about. So when you're coming in from like the loading dock and you're walking down the path and you're going to turn right to go to the elevators. Yeah. He was coming from the left side.
It had to be the same time that I was there.
Yeah. I don't know
why else we would have. Oh, okay. And where did you go from there?
I went to get on the elevators.
And where was he?
I had gotten there and the doors had just closed. I could hear them all talking.
Oh, I must have just missed you. But Bernie wasn't with them? Wait a second.
I don't know. I didn't see.
Wait, hold on. Was it before the game or during the game?
Before.
Okay. That means he was up and down on the elevator a couple of different times.
Okay, yeah. So, this was like in 30 minutes before.
Hear us. We're crazy because we're stalking Bo. And Izzy's.
I want to talk. Well, to be real honest with you, I want to talk to his wife.
What do you want to say? What would you say to Izzy?
I'm just so curious.
By the way, how great was it when they scored the goal? You could see Bo in the background right there.
I know. I'm like, I hope this made you a fan of the freaking Avs because they are so much fun to watch.
When are we going to get Izzy on this show?
I don't know. I can't say anything yet, but I do have a wife of a Bronco player.
Okay.
We're going to do a little sit down action.
All right. So you've chatted somebody up.
We have. Yep.
Okay. A wife.
A wife.
Oh, you're killing me now. Now I want to play 20 questions. You're not going to spill the beans?
Not going to spill the beans.
So if I say offense or defense, you're not going to answer?
I'll tell you offense, but I'm not going to spill the beans.
Okay, so we're offense and it's a wife. All right, let's go through it. Has to be a starter because who else would give a shit? We don't really care about, Lucas Kroll's wife. If he's got one. I don't know. Is it Natalie Bowles?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know if she's active on social media much.
She's a little bit. She's a little bit.
Good to know.
Is it McGlinchey's wife?
Not McGlinchey's wife. No.
That would make sense, though. There's no way it's Ben Power's wife. Wattenberg, no. Miners doesn't have a wife. You said it wasn't Bull, so it's not an offensive lineman.
Also, I was just having this talk with my husband. Is it weird to talk to girlfriends? I feel like you have to just talk to wives.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Like, I've never really talked to. I've talked to wives before. I've never really talked to girlfriends.
Right? There is a seniority there. I feel like.
Well, I'm doing some investigation here, Rachel, on your thing here, and can't be any offensive lineman. It wouldn't be Cortland Sutton. Mims, no.
Cortland Sutton's wife's very active on it.
Who?
Cortland Sutton's wife is active on Instagram.
Oh, Cortland Sutton has a wife?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a wife. Oh, oh, never mind.
They have 2 dogs. Who knew? And she throws bomb-ass parties. Bomb.
All right, so are you talking to Cortland Sutton's wife?
Yeah, she does. I'm not kidding. Like, there was a book that just came out. It was very, very hyped up. It's called Ankh Storm or something like that. Anyways, she threw a giant party for the release of this book.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I'll tell you this. I interviewed Cortland on Friday night, and
did you?
Yeah, I did it for the Nuggets broadcast. So I was like, let's go to DMac with Cortland Sutton. Hey, Cortland, that sort of deal. So we have these portable microphones, these DJIs. You got one, I think. Do you have these? Yep. Yeah. And these are really cool. They're wireless. Plug them into your phone, whatever. So he sees that I have one of those, and he goes, "Oh, DJI, I got one of those."
I'm so confused because you talked to Cortland for radio or TV?
Radio for the radio broadcast. The Nuggets radio broadcast.
Okay, because Vic obviously talked to Bo and Cortland.
It was the same thing. So I was standing there, Vic. I got there.
Was it just as awkward though? Because that's my question.
No, well,
Bo did not want to talk.
It was odd because Vic ended up talking to them during the game, and it was just awkward with the broadcast. So what I did is I was supposed to talk to him during the game too. Yeah. But I was like, that's gonna suck. I was like, maybe I can just get him before the game starts.
Nice.
And so I just went there, and they were down on the court, all the warm-ups down on the court. And then I got to there. I found out what box they were in. Mm-hmm. And I just got there, and I could tell it was their box because I saw an altitude cameraman there. Vic wasn't there yet. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, is this it? And there were a couple of security people. It was subtle, but it was enough like, oh, okay, I got it. Here we are.
Abnormal.
Yeah. And they go, oh, they're not here yet. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. And then I was like, oh, that's good, right? Like, I mean, maybe I can grab him right before he goes in. Mm-hmm. And it was set up ahead of time. Like, he should have known that, that I specifically was going to talk to him. Yeah. And he knows who I am. So,
good, dude.
Yeah, but he knows who I am, but I don't know what he thinks of me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
next time I talk to him, I'll ask him directly about you. Just be like, so, DMac, you know him, right? And he's
so do you have that relationship with Cortland?
No, I mean, Cortland and I have chit-chatted before, and Cortland's, he's super great. There's been time in media scrubs where somebody will get a second question when I'm trying to ask a question. Yeah. You have to be really loud and vocal in those media scrubs, where he's been like, listen, you've already asked a question, and he'll allow me to ask it. So Cortland's a really good dude. I appreciate him greatly, but I'm not like, Cortland, what's your wife doing on Thursday at 6 p.m.? Like, that's funny. That type of relationship.
Well, I like Cortland a lot too. However, I didn't think the Broncos were going to have as successful as a year as they had. And so I said, hey, man, I think Cortland's going to get traded at the trade deadline. I really did think that. I'm glad I was wrong.
Did he bring it up to you?
Well, no. And you never know what these guys think about you one way or the other. And in all honesty, I probably should just chill the fuck out. They really don't think about us at all. That's really the truth. Well,
I don't know about that. I think some of them care a lot what people have to say.
Well, so here's the story. I was a little bit nervous about it because I really don't know. But of course, I've been talking with Cortland Sutton, interview, press conference, for years, his entire career. I mean, how long is it?
One-on-one is different.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Rachel, I go up to, he comes up and he's a big guy, man. He really is a big dude. Awesome. And he comes up, but Eric Schubert was there, who I'm pals with, a Broncos PR guy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that was, so there was a little coordination going on there.
Okay.
And I go, hey, Court, I want to grab you for the Nuggets radio. Oh, yeah, okay. I go, you want to just do it right now? And he goes, oh, yeah, sure. I go, all right, let's just go over here to the side a little bit where it's more quiet. Rachel, he could not have been nicer. He couldn't have been cooler. He saw my microphone set up. He started, oh, yeah, I got one of those. I go, oh, really? What do you got that for? Oh, I'm doing this golf thing where I'm like mic'd up for golf. So he's doing some sort of content about golf that he got that set up for. Right. I go, really? Okay. Who knows?
I've actually seen on his Instagram. So interesting.
Yeah, look for that. Look for Cortland Sutton to do maybe a little something with golf. Okay. And I'm sure because he's a great athlete, I'm sure he's great at golf. I'm sure he's great at everything. Probably. And did the, hey, how you doing? Real light, fun, Jokic football, blah, 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 all that sort of shit. And he could not have been nicer. Dapped me up, gave me a little bit of a bro hug, which is always awkward because I'm such a fucking midget. But so it turned out to be great. I wish I
would have been there for the bro.
Well, it's so awkward.
Did you go to like his
Well, yeah, it's like, hey, you know how you go in for the bro hug with the...
Or did he lean down? He's tall, so I'm not.
Yes, he's 6'5" and change. Yeah. I'm shrinking. So it's a bro hug, and I don't know. It was all right. It was cool though. He was nice.
One way or another, Court is a great dude. So I'm sure.
He didn't look at me and be like, oh, okay.
You can tell he's way more comfortable though than Bo was, because Bo on the TV broadcast, you could tell was just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but Court's like cracking jokes and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. And I talked to Vic about that, and Vic was like, yeah, I don't know. It was awkward.
Who else was there? So
I can tell you who was there. Jaleel McLaughlin was there. Frank Gargiulio and Nick Gargiulio, offensive lineman, and Frank Crum were there, and so is PJ Locke.
Okay.
So PJ Locke shouldn't.
Do the Broncos pay for a box for that?
Well, maybe Pepsi paid for that box. I have no idea. But like I told you, Eric Schubert, Broncos PR, was there, so the whole thing was. The whole thing was set up.
It brings us back to the original question, though. Do you want them to go there because they care about Denver sports and they want to be a good quote unquote neighbor for these guys, or they were there? That's all that matters. They don't have to, because we could probably both agree. Nikola Jokic does not know who Bo Nix is at all. Probably does not care anything.
Right. No
but
way.
I feel like on the opposite side, I'm like, well, Bo Nix should care about the Nuggets and the Avs. I feel like there's a double standard.
Well, there are some guys on the Nuggets, by the way, and Avs who are huge football fans because they play fantasy football. So
play fantasy football.
Like Christian Brown plays fantasy football.
That's not surprising.
Nate McKinn, Cale McCarr is into fantasy football.
Also, not that I doubt a lot of men care about this. I did not know that Nathan McKinnon was engaged.
That was his fiance on the ice.
I know. I was like, wait, I didn't know this.
With his parents, yeah.
I know. Yeah. I should have. Only I knew her name.
I know it now. I didn't know it at the time. At the time, I was like, is that his sister? Like, I don't, So I didn't know it either. Kale's married.
Kale, I knew Kale was married. Him and Logan O'Connor got married like a few weeks apart, and I saw their wedding. It was really cool.
They got married up in the mountains, kind of like you did.
They did, indeed.
Yeah, they really leaned into the West stuff, though. I don't know how much you leaned into it. They had like cowboy hats and shit. And
I didn't lean into the Western stuff at all. The most I did was I went to Kimosabe with some of our best friends like 2 days before our wedding just to get a hat. Because it was the week of your wedding, you're just like, screw it. I'll spend whatever money I want. Like, money is non-existent. And I did that.
Yeah. Plus, you got married in Vail. And Vail's really not a cowboy town. Vail's like, Disneyland Europe. Like, it's fake Europe. It's true, though. Come on. I love Vail, but it's fake Europe, right?
Oh, 100%.
And by the way, Breckenridge is fake Epcot. Like, Main Street on Breckenridge is like, let's design the perfect ski town. And it's just this phony. I love it, but I love Epcot. But don't tell me that's a real ski town.
The only reason you're going to Epcot, though, is to do the drink around the world stuff.
Well, what do you think you do on Main Street in Breckenridge? Or frankly, no. Fake Europe Vail.
In Breckenridge, you're eating the crepes.
Well, yes.
Everyone eats the crepes there.
Fucking line for like a half hour to eat some fucking bread.
So freaking good.
They're okay. Rachel, come on. They're okay.
Clearly, you're not getting good ones because mine, I would drive up there like tonight to go get one. Anyways, Jokic certainly knows who Bo Nix is. Come on. There's no way.
There's no way he knows. There's no way he knows who Bo Nix is.
0% chance.
0. Why would he know who Bo Nix is?
Yeah, there's no way.
Bo Nix isn't a horse.
Also, I love Jokic just being so honest. Okay. I love that he's like, this is who we are. We're gonna suck if we don't figure it out. This is who we are.
How about that, huh?
They might get bounced in the first round. They don't figure it out.
I don't know. Who knows? How the fuck did they beat the Warriors a couple nights ago, Rachel? How
that is what makes the Nuggets look bad is they didn't have to have Jokic or Jamal out there to win.
No.
Like maybe too much does run through the 2-man game. I don't know. Not good though.
There's no. I see this, Jason. There's no way. There's no way. And I think the weirder one for him was when he met Russell Wilson. At least Bo Nix is kind of tall and looks like an athlete. I mean, you meet Russell Wilson and you're told he's you want to see a funny picture. Look at Jokic like bro hugging Russell Wilson. It's comical.
Wait, is there a picture of this?
Google it up. I bet you could find it.
I'm going to.
I bet you could find it.
Jokic, Russell Wilson. Where's Russ going to go?
Whatever sloppy seconds that Aaron Rodgers leaves for him.
Okay. Also, I'm so glad Minnesota's like, no, we're going to pass on Aaron Rodgers.
Me too. Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. Goodness. Yes. Up yours. I can't stand that guy.
No picture that I can see.
Oh, come on. Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on.
Russell Wilson hugging. Yeah, I don't see any. They're just showing like court side of the two.
All right, hold on.
You do some digging. Giddy up.
Oh, I guess.
Giddy up.
Oh, that kind of sucks. I remember the picture. Oh, you're right.
One thing. I know we're almost cutting short on time.
We're short. Yes, what?
I know, although you don't have to go anywhere. So we can go a few minutes over. Because this is an interesting conversation. So obviously, Pat Surtain's now like the 4th highest DB because, of course, all these guys got paid crazy money.
Right.
Nick Bonito. If you're Nick Bonito, are you like, maybe I'll hold out for one more year, or is that too risky? Because you could get paid from what he could get paid now. To what he could get paid next year, it could be crazy different.
Oh, that is such a great question. Well, would you bet on yourself to stay healthy and productive? Or take the most money you could get right now?
Me personally?
If he bets on himself and has a great year, he literally will make himself way more millions of dollars.
I know.
But if it's low production and you get hurt, it's nothing.
I would sign now. They have to be talking to him. They have to be saying, okay, let's go for this extension right now. Same with Cortland Sutton, I would hope.
Yeah,
I love how everybody is also pissed. They're like, we're going to have Cortland Sutton be wide receiver number 1 again. I'm like, okay, come on.
It's worse things.
Thank you.
Worse things. If the guaranteed money, like what was Bosa's guaranteed money to go to Buffalo? Bosa money, Buffalo. Hold on. Well, it's only a 1-year deal. That's not a good example. So who's a good example? Well, Myles Garrett is kind of ridiculous. So Myles Garrett.
Crosby.
What'd Crosby get too?
A lot.
So Jamar Chase.
Also, I didn't realize. I just saw an interview with Max Crosby. Like, super nice guy. Right? We kind of all know him as like a big asshole.
Yeah.
Very, very nice, very respectful. And I'm like, wait a second.
Cool.
I wanted to hate you. Now you're a nice guy.
I would say it's hard just to turn down the crazy guaranteed money because the guaranteed money for Bonito may be north of like $60 million.
Crazy.
And sure, it could be millions more if you bet on yourself. But Rachel, I mean,
okay,
how many jet skis can you ski behind your yachts? Like what are we doing here?
My respect for Josh Allen grew tremendously when they asked him about being like the highest paid quarterback, like wanting to. Yeah. And he came out and he was like, "What's another $5 million gonna do for me?" And I'm like, "Amen, bro. You already have the car, you have the house. Like, what is the extra $5 million gonna do?" That's my same thing with the Miko going back and forth. I'm like, listen, I get it, but if he really got offered 11.7 from the Avs and he was like, "No, that's not gonna work. I want the 12." Like, what's an extra $300,000 gonna do for you?
By the way, not only did Josh Allen get the money, he got the girl.
Duh.
And then he started a production company.
Did he?
I don't know if you caught that or not, but yeah, he started a production company.
Okay, but sorry, that space is already taken. Omaha Productions. We should have invested in something else, Josh Allen. This is a shame.
Time goes too quick. I know.
It does. It does. Okay, last question for you, though, before we go.
Okay.
If you have to give somebody more money, you're overpaying them. Is it Zach Allen or Nick Bonito?
Bonito. Outside pass rushers are just more valuable than inside guys. They're great, though. You need them both. Okay. You need them both, but you need outside guys a little bit more than you need inside guys. But they're both very, very important.
Oh, I can't wait for football season.
It's right around the bend.
I know, but first we have 2 playoff runs to get through. I'm feeling good about the Avs.
I feel good about the Avs, too. It's tied after 2. I got my eyes on it here. So it's 1-1. Yeah, it's 1-1 going in the third period. So let's catch some Avs action. Then we'll watch the Nuggets tonight. I'll drain the rest of this bottle probably. And
you have 17 more bottles to go for the next 6 weeks. So cheers.
All right, I love you, Rachel.
Bye, everybody.
Talk to you later. Bye, everybody. See
Bye.
you.